Extreme King, Sean, did you say they were sold this safe journey? He's referring to the underwater tragedy. He said, dude, the CEO of Oceangate, who was also in the submarine last year, said, and I quote, at some point, safety is just pure waste. I mean, if you want to be safe, just don't get out of bed. Don't get in your car. Don't do anything. That's the Kevin philosophy there, by the way. But so that was apparently the CEO of Oceangate who was in the
Okay,
vessel.
so my rebuttal to that is, but if you are that guy and you're on the bottom of the fucking ocean, you're 13,000 feet, and you don't have a contingency plan to get the fuck out of there, it should be clear that you do not want the United States Coast Guard or any other entities spending millions upon millions of dollars to get assets to save your fucking asses when you could take that $20 million that they fucking probably spent and give it to after school programs in Baltimore, Detroit, Oakland, you name it. I'm sure that fucking $20 million would go a lot further. So sorry for the fucking young kid who was talked into bonding with his dumb fucking dad, but the physics of when they said the pressure at 13,000 feet is the equivalent of the Empire State Building filled with lead sitting on top of the vessel. And you're using a fucking Xbox to control it.
How is there no computer designed in the design, used in the design, where when you add pressure, when you put in the calculations of what I'm going to need to protect a vessel as it goes 5,000 feet, 10,000 feet, is there no computer that talks about the amount of pressure and
It's
what
the
would
same.
withstand?
No, but it's the same question of at what degrees is it too cold to fucking shoot a space shuttle off? When did when does that it, it's still to this. I've always said this. I hate to be that fucking guy, but it sure as hell is funny. Like in 1975, that Volkswagen made the Rabbit, and it got 50 miles to the gallon. Since that day, there hasn't been a fucking vehicle that's got 50 miles to the gallon. So we supposedly, and I remember one time I was buying a Mercedes Benz. I want to think it was a 2003 model. And the guy on the showroom told me, he said, I just want to tell you that this vehicle is 3 times as sophisticated as the lunar module that they landed on the moon. Okay? If you've ever seen the lunar module, it looks like fucking like somebody's box kite. So how is it that we did something in 69 that we can't replicate?
That we don't want to replicate because of
Because the lighting's not as good as when fucking what you call it shot it.
the Kubrick,
Yeah, Kubrick.
the moon landing, the gimmicked moon
Which would
landing.
have had to have been shot in London because Kubrick never shot anything outside of London.
Correct. It would have had to been a
So
sound stage in London
yeah, it had to have been
somewhere.
a soundstage in London. And
But before I get to the graphic on screen, we're going to educate based on the knots under the sea. The
I thought it was leagues.
leagues knots. What's not knots is speed, right?
Yeah,
Leagues would be under the sea.
that's
20,000
That's
leagues. Jules
Jules
Verne.
Verne, right?
We all done go to school. But what I wanted to say was you're bringing up the 50 miles to a gallon or whatever, and the VW, and you could have a conspiracy theory discussion that the oil industry does not ever want a tank that efficient built again. What always amazes me is that basically the science of the inflatable fucking tire has not changed since the last 100 and however many years, 110 years
The only
since the
difference
first
is
vehicle.
from it being a cotton ply tire to it being a like a steel belted.
Right, but my point is, if you ran over a nail in 1923 or you ran over a nail in 2023, you're the same level of fucked. Technology has not in any way
More
been
so now because you got a fucking donut in your fucking trunk.
right, and the tire costs a quarter of your car, especially if you have those run flats. That whole fucking deal, the run flat tire.
Yeah, get those 225 wide ass Get the Mercedes. Get you an S class with the front tires and back tires are different sizes. So all you can do is crisscross them, and they last about 12,000 miles because the engine's so fucking heavy in that thing it just eats your front tires alive.
Telling you this, single-handedly exposing everyone today. The fucking the engine efficiencies, the gas tank efficiencies, the
That
tires.
old Mercedes fucking thing, that is nothing but fucking rich people problems.
That's true. We're very entitled complaining about our thing. My Mercedes had the run flat, which was supposed to be able to,
Those
you
things
know,
are horrifying.
if it was penetrated, like, oh yeah, 50 miles, don't
Fuck
even have to
that.
moderate your speed, you go
No.
straight. I pulled into a fucking gas station, exit fucking 3 or 4 on the turnpike, coming back from Florida with a flat in that thing. They were like, yeah, that's shot. You're gonna need another one. I said, oh, so the fucking $400 run flat tire.
That's the biggest fucking scam on earth.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Baba.
Yeah, it'll run flat. Every other tire will too. It'll ruin your fucking
Exactly.
rim.
Right till you get ass raped at the fucking repair shop. What should have been recalled was that fucking Oceangate vessel that went underseas.
Gosh.
We have to address it just because we talked about it so much last week. The tragic postscript to this that I do not understand. Steve, bring up this graphic here. Just
have you heard any of the correlations between this and the conspiracy of the
single
Titanic?
gunman, magic bullet.
No, Titanic. Where fucking Alston was like, there was like, like fucking like Morgan, like all these different guys were supposed to be on the Titanic, and Ashton was the only one that ended up getting on it. And Ashton was the only one that opposed the federalization of the bank, and he went down with the Titanic, and then like the following January in Jekyll Island, the other fucking 5 guys got together and basically started started printing money, baby.
Okay, no, didn't wasn't on
One
that.
one of the guys that was on this
Mhm.
on this the little sub gimmick.
Mhm.
I don't know how true this is, but it's just one of those. I'm gonna sound like fucking the guy that says Biden's fucking. But he is a direct ancestor to. If you watch the movie Titanic, the old couple that get dressed up and lay in the bed, the
Yeah.
guys, yeah, he is an ancestor to those people that died on the Titanic. One of the cats that was on that fucking gimmick.
Could
So
be. I don't know. Would be wildly ironic.
yeah,
But maybe that
but
may have
wouldn't that be
piqued his
ironic?
interest
Or
in the Titanic.
would we actually call it ironic, or would we have to call Alanis Morissette, or we
No,
could call Sarah Silverman and ask her
we'd use it
if it's
correctly.
if it's ironic?
They ever talk about with Sarah Silverman? We're both fans, so I might have brought this up already.
Huge.
I got a jury duty notice in the mail today, the card, and I guess in New York you used to have to like fill out a little questionnaire and send it back. Now you do it all online. But she said when she got hers, I guess in an effort to get disqualified, she wrote across the card, I love chinks and mailed it back. She probably wasn't cold. I'm going to try it on the computer. I have to log in to write that now, but
Don't you think if you walked in with a Trump T-shirt on, you could get disqualified?
that's interesting. That is interesting. In addition to, I want to see that graphic one more time to see the Titanic, and we can bring this up here. So sea level being 0, okay, and then ever many thousand feet we're down, 12,000, 13,000 feet here, right? And so the lowest living, looks like 10,000 feet is the deepest whale dive that the living mammal, the whale, can achieve. The Titanic came to rest at 12,500, which was the same presumed depth of the Titan submarine. Was there ever confirmation that it made it all the way down?
No, but they did. The last thing that they've actually heard from the Titan submarine was somebody was fucking chanting the tune "Rock Lobster," which I
Mm.
thought was weird.
Right. Was it the Fred Schneider part, or were they right?
Rock Lobster. There's a giant clam.
Maybe under different subject matter. I don't know. But the deepest dive in a manned submarine, 35,656 feet. Now, I'm presuming this is a proper,
Looks like a condom.
massive. Looks like something. It looks like going to
Like a,
metamorphosize into a
yeah, it
butterfly or something
looks
hanging
like
off.
that movie that got the Oscar with kind of like the creature of the Black Lagoon in it. What was
But
that?
so
Steve will know what that is.
when I'm talking about the
Here it is. Here's the
13,000 13,000 feet down, that's
30.
actually a third of what the deepest manned submarine dive did with 35,858 feet.
Shape of Water is what I was referring to. That's what that thing on the
Yes.
right hand side kind of looks like the Shape of Water cat.
Yes, do remember that.
Did Game Time have any seats on that fucking Titan submarine? Fucking a couple of scalpers. Bet you that fucking 19-year-old Pakistani kid from fucking that was going to school in Pennsylvania would have fucking gave up his fucking
Might
spot.
have listed them for
Gee.
235. But
Did
hey,
anybody see like the fucking like the computer animated like what that implosion was like?
no.
You didn't. Nobody saw. Did any of you guys and like Steve? Anybody? Dom?
Oh, that
See
was
how it just.
terrible to watch.
You know, nobody saw the fucking. They did like a.
uh,
It's like a, it's
a
who did,
recreate
did
a
Dom say he
digital.
saw it?
Someone said they saw it. Yeah,
Dom, you saw it? Oh,
Steve
Steve
did.
did. Okay. Yeah, it's fucking brutal. But like to me, you know, I thought that's how it would happen. I thought that's what the pressure would do would basically because the pressure is on all it's it basically just would take it in and make it just explode.
So what we're watching here is a graphical recreation of the very uncomfortable flight of the Titan, and this vessel. We're going inside. There's the controller, and so it's very tight space, and kind of shows where the oxygen was stored in the vessel and how it was dropped. And
How
this
easy it
is
was to play Rainbow Six.
the game, the PlayStation controller that is directing this. So they're literally showing how the controller works. And so they're going
What?
through some scenarios of what could have happened, recreating them. The first, it looks like what's going to happen here is that. Okay, I didn't notice what happened there. Oh, short circuit is the second. And what would have happened if there was a short circuit in the battery in the thing didn't work. Version 3 of what could have happened.
The debris was consistent with an implosion.
Glass cracked due to high pressure. Version 4.
This isn't showing anything fucking.
Sonar system damaged. Members still trapped inside. And then
Wasn't the last one the implosion?
I don't know.
Yeah, they showed yeah, it's
What it was on that last one there.
yeah, they just show it. That's not. There was a much better graphic than.
Well, terrible. Whatever the fuck it was, horrible. And
But the thing is, if you were to see it, it was like it would have been probably the equivalent of being hit by lightning. I mean, it would have been a second.
the instantaneous.
It just it's compacted and explodes at the same time. There,
Okay, so there. That's the
that's
one
what you
where
got.
it looks like it just collapses on itself.
It's just and then it just disintegrates.
Yeah, literally disintegrates. Yeah.
So I mean, not that it makes it any better, but at least to me, you know, to sit down there and to fucking suffocate to death,
Oh, right. Yeah. No.
especially you got your dad's down there, you and your, it's one thing for you're just sitting down there like, oh, we're fucked. And then it just, because they said that they got that noise like maybe 60 hours in, there was a noise that would be consistent with that kind of a implosion.
Right. I remember
So
we'll talk about the noise, but
yeah, so it wasn't like they were down there for, I mean that happened pretty quickly